If you've been dreaming about the Great Loop, but you keep telling yourself you need $300,000 to start, I need you to stop right there, because that's simply not true. Today I'm going to show you 5 liveaboard trawlers that are ready for the water right now, every single one of them under $80,000. Stick around, because number 1 on this list might just be the boat that finally gets you off the couch and onto the water. Glad to have you here. This channel is all about cutting through the noise in the boating world and talking straight about real boats, real prices, and what it actually takes to do the Great Loop without draining your entire retirement account. Before we jump into the boats, let's talk for a second about why $80,000 is such an important number. A lot of folks think looping means buying something brand new off the showroom floor. And sure, that's an option if you've got $500,000 sitting around. But here's the truth that nobody in the yacht brokerage business wants to tell you. Most loopers, and I mean the vast majority, are running boats that are 20, 30, even 40 years old. These older trawlers were built like tanks. Solid fiberglass hulls, simple diesel engines that just keep running, and layouts that were designed for exactly what you're planning to do, which is live aboard comfortably for months at a time. So don't let anybody make you feel like an $80,000 boat is a lesser boat. In a lot of ways, it's the smarter boat. Alright, let me break down 5 liveaboard trawlers, all realistically findable under $80,000 if you shop smart and you're patient. And stick with me all the way through, because I'm going to tell you exactly what to look out for on each one before you ever call a broker. Number 5 on our list, the Marine Trader 34. Now this boat has become something of a legend in the loop community, and for good reason. It's a classic trunk cabin trawler from the 70s and 80s. Single diesel engine, and it sips fuel compared to some of the newer boats out there. You'll find these with a comfortable berth up front, a real galley you can actually cook in, and enough headroom that you're not walking around hunched over all day. The used market has plenty of these floating around in the $40,000 to $75,000 range, depending on condition and how much work the previous owner put into the engine. My advice, don't just look at the paint job. Get a diesel mechanic to look at that engine before you sign anything. Number 4, the Nordic Tug 32. If you like the look of a classic tugboat, this one is going to speak to you. It's a smaller footprint than some others on this list, but don't let the size fool you. These boats are famous for being incredibly seaworthy and easy for one person to handle, which matters a lot if you and your spouse are planning to run this thing together without a full crew. Fuel efficiency on these is excellent. Some owners report getting well over a mile per gallon at cruising speed, which on a trip that covers 6,000 miles adds up to real savings. Finding a clean one right at $80,000 takes some patience in today's market. But if you're willing to do a little cosmetic updating, they are absolutely out there. Number 3, the Mainship 350. This one is a favorite because it strikes a nice balance between classic trawler comfort and a slightly more modern layout. You get a flybridge on most models, which means you can run the boat from up top on a nice day and enjoy the view while you're cruising through the rivers and canals. Down below, the cabin space is genuinely comfortable for 2 people living aboard long term, and there's enough storage for the gear you're going to accumulate along the way. These show up in the used market, typically in the $60,000 to $80,000 range, and when you find a well-maintained one, it's hard to beat for the money. By the way, if this kind of straightforward breakdown is helpful for your planning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Produce these guides specifically for folks planning their loop journey on a realistic budget, and we've got a lot more coming down the pipeline. Number 2, the Monk 36. Now this is one of those boats that old-timers in the marina will nod approvingly at when they see it tied up next to you. It's a full displacement trawler, built for that slow and steady pace that the Great Loop actually rewards. You're not racing anyone out there, you're cruising, and this boat was designed exactly for that kind of life. Wide beam means a roomy interior, and the fuel economy on the single diesel setup means your dockage and diesel budget goes a whole lot further. Expect to find these in the $50,000 to $75,000 range, and honestly, when one of these comes up for sale in good shape, it doesn't sit on the market very long. And now, number 1 on our list. The boat I think offers the single best value for anyone serious about starting this journey under $80,000. The classic Grand Banks 32. I know what some of you are thinking, Grand Banks. Isn't that a name you hear attached to boats worth $500,000? You're right, the newer models absolutely are. But the older 32-foot hulls from the 60s, 70s and 80s built that reputation in the first place, and they show up on the used market at a fraction of what a new one costs. teak decks, a proven full displacement hull, and a build quality that most modern production boats simply can't match. If you find one that's been loved and maintained, you are getting a boat that could genuinely outlast you. Now, before you go rushing off to call a broker, let me give you 3 things to actually check before you buy any of these 5 boats, because I don't want you making a $60,000 mistake. Number 1, always get an independent survey. Never skip it, even if the seller swears the boat is perfect. Number 2, get a separate diesel mechanic to run a full engine survey, because the hull can look beautiful while the engine is one bad injector away from a 5-figure repair bill. And number 3, check your air draft against the bridges on your planned route, especially if you're thinking about doing the Erie Canal, because that's where a lot of first-time buyers get caught off guard. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more future loopers who are planning this exact same dream. And if you've got a favorite trawler that didn't make this list, or if you've actually owned one of these 5, drop a comment down below and tell us about your experience. I read every single one. Now here's a question I want you to think about. Between running this journey on a single-engine trawler versus a twin-engine boat, which one do you think actually makes more sense for a first-time looper on a budget like this? I've got some strong opinions on that, and I'm going to lay it all out in the next video, so make sure you've got that notification bell turned on so you don't miss it. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today.